Hi my troublesomes, it's Miracle and welcome back to Mind of Miracle. I'm so happy you all decided to join me today, and honey, we are doing what we do best, and that is having a very necessary conversation. So if you are not aware by the title, today we are going to be talking about Mr. George Floyd. So if any of the subject matter at hand causes you any sort of discomfort, I would suggest clicking off this video and moving on to any other content that I do provide for you. Otherwise, I would suggest you sticking around to be a part of this very necessary discussion. Please share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Share this video if you do feel it is necessary, and please let me know how you feel. But to those naysayers who have something to say in reference to how I feel about this matter, I really rather you not, because I am not going to change my stance on this situation. So that being said, let's take a moment to talk about the issues that are surrounding Mr. George Floyd. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the circumstances surrounding Mr. George's arrest, and you saw it on camera, the violent and heart-wrenching takedown of Mr. Floyd, to which this gentleman ended up articulating that he was unable to breathe, and he ended up further articulating that he wanted the support of his mother, to which the officer in question ended up keeping his knee placed on Mr. Floyd's neck for a solid 8 minutes, even after a fellow officer checked his pulse after 3 minutes and realized that he had no pulse. And they continued to place him in this position of submission. The contents of that video obviously touched the hearts of many, myself included. And it seems as if a lot of influencers have been given a sort of command or are receiving words of expectation for support and allegiance to the cause. So you have individuals such as Ariana Grande that were seen protesting. You see individuals such as Jake Paul, who is currently under fire because he was seen at an area where looting was taking place.
Wait. Oh shit! Oh shit! Wait, oh my god! Oh shit! Oh my god, it's getting crazy. Oh. Oh shit!
I look like your photo.
It does, right? No, that's Logan.
Oh, Logan Paul?
Yeah, Logan Paul. Huh?
I swear to God.
I swear to God.
Yeah, Logan.
Yo, Logan. Wait. Yeah, go.
Nigga, that's not Logan Paul.
Oh shit! Go!
And then you see some misguided individuals who are using this opportunity as a means of social media clout and are arriving at places of protest and riots to get drunk and be about the debauchery to follow.
Believe that. Now they circling. See, then look. I want you to know this is not.
Don't police people's way of
Let me tell you this.
themselves.
This is not a black woman who's putting Black Lives Matter. I just want you to know that right, but y'all doing that for us, and we ain't asked you to do that. Listen, don't spray stuff on here when they gonna blame black people for this, and black people didn't do it.
There's some
black person, but
we did.
if we wanted you to do it, we would have asked. They not gonna show y'all faces when they see that on their building. They gonna blame that on us. Y'all are part of the problem. News come on, they gonna say we did that. We didn't do that. Stuff like this ain't right. Stuff like this ain't right. That's what the problem is. We out here standing together peacefully, protesting without any problems. You got people of all races spraying on buildings talking about Black Lives Matter. That ain't even us. You got police officers coming to a peaceful protest spraying gas on us. We ain't even did nothing. Don't let the media fool you. When they see the vandalism on these places, know that it wasn't us. And when you see stuff like that, you're supposed to stand up and say something. Don't spray on these people's buildings. That's not our message. That's not helping nothing. And then putting it on us, and then want to argue with us and say somebody black asked you to spray. We don't need nobody to do nothing for us. That's why we out here doing it ourselves.
To those of you who are saying that these protests are unnecessary, I would suggest that you take the time to reflect. There has been countless examples to which Black Americans, other Americans in support of Black Americans, even other marginalized groups have come together in support of an action to which this country has shown that they were not for the people and they were for their own agenda, and where racism is compounded upon a situation to which quiet protests and complaints and direct messages to City Hall have done absolutely nothing. How many more Black men have to fall in this country for America to bear the fruitage of whatever goal that they have? Because as it is right now, it seems that Black men create the best fertilizer in this country, because that's how often we hear about police brutality and another young Black man being put into an early grave because of circumstances that he was not supposed to be held accountable for. And I am sickened by the amount of people saying that there is probable cause for this treatment, this mistreatment and clear abuse of power. I will be the first one to tell you, all police officers are not bad. That is common sense. That is not a question, and I don't understand why that is a part of the discussion. Similar to those people who start to perpetuate the idea that all lives matter. Common sense dictates that yes, all lives do matter. However, Black people are not being held to the same standard of mattering, which is why we are calling to attention that, hey, Black people matter. Black lives matter. It's not all that common sense when Black people aren't treated with human respect and are given the opportunity to excel the same way that their white counterparts are allowed to. That is what privilege is. It is the allowance of a position of power and of certain affluence within a country, within an environment, within a community. And this is what we are experiencing a lack of, and this is why you are seeing protests, and this is what's leading to riots. I don't condone the violence. I don't like the violence. But I understand why this violence is happening. And it also does not help that the President of the United States is feeding into this negativity, because his words, unfortunately, fuel the reaction of all of his supporters. Somebody please explain to me why it is so difficult for 3 to 4 people to be held accountable for what happened to Mr. George, but it is so easy for law enforcement to open up countless amount of doors for what's estimated to be about 4,000 individuals who were arrested for being a part of protesting. I'm sure many of you have seen the excessive force being used on crowds in these riots. There are interesting articles being placed out and video clips showing that there's a possibility that there is corruption involved with this whole process. And unfortunately, or fortunately, where people had initially gone out to be able to show support support for George to be able to make sure that he's receiving the necessary justice. It has actually turned into a sort of civil rights movement to which we are potentially on the cusp of a civil war. I don't think people are taking it that serious. But when you start bringing out the National Guard and when you start bringing out military to be able to help to quell and to quench and to wipe out anyone who has something negative to say about the treatment for people that should not be happening in the first place, you should understand that there's a problem. I'm scared, and I'm scared for various reasons. Because me being a black woman and having black brothers and a black sister and black sisters who are my friends and my family and who are basically kin to me, it makes me fearful of our future, and it makes me question my place in the world. I posted a while back that there is no safe place for the black man. And everyone says that if you don't see a place, if you don't see anyone fulfilling a need that you need, then you should make that need apparent and create a space where that need could be met. But what are we supposed to do when it seems that everyone keeps negating the need for us to be needed? What do we do when we are constantly ostracized and told that our place in the world is more problematic than anything else? I've seen a couple of my friends who are blessed with children, but my heart aches for them, and my heart aches for my future children if I am so blessed to actually have them. At what age do we look at our black children and question when the world will start to see them as a threat? Black parents have another conversation on their plate with their children. There is a different type of fear because the authorities that are supposed to be helping them are harming them. Some of these authoritative figures, and I will not say all, have taken it upon themselves to profile black and brown people just for the sake of their skin, because the closer you are to tar, that apparently delegates the amount of innocence that you have in your being. Relating this back to the beauty community, because I'm sure a lot of you are questioning, Miracle, why are we having this conversation? Because this has nothing to do with what you normally talk about. And you know what? I'm a commentary channel, so if I choose to talk about something outside of the spectrum of things, I'm at will to do so. However, I will relate it back to the beauty community. It's quite interesting and it's quite telling to see how much something like this has impacted some individuals. And yes, there is a concept of moving on and making sure that you can excel and making sure that you can make your bag, so to speak. But then my question is how much did this situation really impact you if you were so quick to continue on with your normal day-to-day life and your regularly programmed listings and content? Most noteworthy is the situation that's going on with Anastasia Beverly Hills currently. In line with what's going on with Mr. George, Anastasia Beverly Hills ended up posting their regular beauty related ideas and concepts and product placements, and they claimed that it was due to scheduling, like pre-scheduled uploads that ended up automatically being placed on Instagram, and they acknowledged a blah blah blah, it was insensitive, blah blah blah, all this nonsense. That's all I heard, fluff. But then meanwhile, Norvina ended up posting this very interesting quote by Martin Luther King that basically says that I'm not for the protest. Oh, that's very convenient. Somebody else that comes to the spotlight is actually Jen Gerard and Gerard Cosmetics. She came under fire recently because she has not actually outwardly said anything about what happened to George. And then lo and behold, on her company Twitter, Here for the Tea, ended up screenshotting a moment in which either Jen or someone else on the staff, because apparently we can't figure it out, they ended up showing support of a tweet that President Trump ended up saying about this whole situation revolving around the protests. The president's tweet read, "Great job last night at the White House by the U.S. Secret Service. They were not only totally professional, but very cool. I was inside and watched every move. Couldn't have felt more safe. They let the protesters scream and rant as much as they wanted to, but whenever someone got too frisky or out of line, they would quickly come down on them hard. Didn't know what hit them. The front line was replaced by fresh agents like magic, big crowd, professionally organized. But nobody came close to breaching the fence. If they had, they would have been greeted with the most vicious dogs and the most ominous weapons I've ever seen. That's when people would have been really badly hurt, at least. Many Secret Service agents just waiting for action. We put the young ones in the front line, sir. They love it. And good practice." Jen ended up following up later with her apologies, saying that she's still unsure about who and which ended up posting this on the main site. She decided to take matters in her own hand by unfollowing both President Barack Obama and President Donald Trump so that politics are not involved with her business page. That being said, she ends up articulating that she's devastated and that she hopes that the people involved with that situation are persecuted to the full extent of the law. And she goes forth on to express that while she is, concerned about the situation and understands why people are feeling the way they feel, she is anti the violence, anti the looting, and then she also expresses that she also shows support to her significant other and police officers all over, which is understandable.
I apologize for my appearance. I was doing Saturday snuggles, laying in bed with my dog, when I found out just a few minutes ago that our account had liked a tweet from President Trump, and Here for the Tea posted it with some derogatory statements towards me. And I just wanted to address that and say, number one, I just found out about this. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. So far, no one on my team says that they did it. I'm trying to find out. I don't have answers. But at the end of the day, it's not really important. I mean, it's important to me who did it, but it's not important to you who did it. What's important is that I didn't even see the tweet, but I know if it's from Trump, I don't agree with it. I mean, the arrogance, I don't need to tell you. So, I'm pissed. I'm mad that anybody, that anybody would do that from our account out of respect to the office of the presidency. Regardless of any affiliations or whatever, we've always followed President Obama. When President Trump became president, we followed President Trump. Simple. Like I said, I don't know what the thing is with liking this tweet, but the last thing that we need right now is to be spreading any kind of hate or negativity. Honestly, I can't even bring myself to watch the George Floyd video, because it hurts my heart. I want to always see the good in people. I want to, always lead with kindness and love, and really try to do that both with myself and with my brand. My team has been with me for a long time, pretty much all of them. So, I just don't imagine anybody, there's nobody that can say, oh, I think it's this person. I just don't imagine them doing anything like that. And in a time like this, the very last thing that we need is more hatred. I think that what happened to George Floyd is disgusting and awful. And I think that the cops that murdered him should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I think they should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. And I wish that we lived in a world where this kind of stuff didn't happen. That's sad. At the same time, there's a LAPD officer very close to me that I was up real late last night just worried about him, checking in on him and stuff, because he was on duty, who just wants to go home to his daughters, and I don't want to see people murdering cops in the street. So I've been a little quiet. I've been, I haven't been on social media much during the lockdown anyways, but, I've been just trying to process what's happening and, how this can still be happening in our society in 2020. We're all equal. Nobody's above the law. That's really what it is. So I really just wanted to apologize on behalf of my brand. Like I said, it wasn't me that liked the tweet, but it's not important. I'm responsible. My name's on the brand. And I just wanted to apologize to anybody that upset. It upsets me. So I don't blame you for being upset about it. I'm upset about it. And, I just want to do what I can to make it right. So, like I said, I was so upset. I unfollowed both presidents. I was like, we don't need to follow president accounts anymore. Like, because there's something that I can do. There's something I can do to undo it. But, we love all people. Every color, every ethnicity, every gender, whatever. So, we're all the same. We're all equal. And like I said before, no one's above the law. And I think, what's happening is terrible and awful. And in a time when we really should be, showing each other as much love and kindness as we can, this is definitely not necessary. And I just sincerely apologize that, that my brand is any kind of part of it. So with that, I'm going to head over to the Gerard Cosmetics Instagram and make a statement over there. And again, just my deepest apologies to everybody. We definitely don't need this. And I'm trying to find out what happened. Like I said, it's only been a little while, and I've been on live for most of the time. I literally just jumped out of bed and brushed my teeth and came on live. So, I'm going to get to the bottom of it and we'll figure it out. I mean, that's all I can do. But in the meantime, I just wanted to apologize on behalf of, myself and my brand and my team. My team is not the kind of people that wants to upset anybody. So I just, I feel terrible about it and, just want to try to make it right. So anyways, I'm going to head over to the Gerard Cosmetics Instagram now. And if any of you guys have any questions, just tweet me over at Hi, I'm Jen. And, feel free to DM me or whatever. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to go over to the Gerard Cosmetics Instagram now. I will see you guys in a bit.
Did I personally feel the sincerity in Jen? Not necessarily, but who am I to dictate whether or not somebody is sincere in their feelings? What's making it difficult for me to say whether or not I do believe that she is sincere is the fact that she won't even take the time to watch the clip, that she is not outwardly showing that she is taking the time to research the situation at hand, because to me it seems blatantly dismissive. That being said, you should have an awareness of who on staff has a copy of the password, and I feel as if I don't know, I was left displeased. Every apology is not meant for every person, and that being said, I have a choice not to accept that apology or the lack of care being presented. But let's just move on for that. Jen Gerard apologized, we're moving on. Rather interestingly, we have individuals like Jeffree Star and James Charles and all of these individuals, including Nikita Dragon. If you guys want to hear more about their involvement with the situation, I highly recommend Nikki and Mocha's video that they did on influencers and social justice issues. I really do recommend it because it was a very good discussion, and their follow-up live was A1. It was a powerful conversation, a very necessary one. And I do give kudos to my friends because I think they did the best they could, especially when so much emotions were involved with that scenario. That being said, as far as I'm concerned, I see a lot of people talking about, well, where's your money? Open your purse. That's the meme that's going around. And truth be told, how I feel about it, listen, yes, it's nice that you donate to the families, you donate to all the people who are being hurt in the protest, other families that have been affected by police brutality, and all of these foundations and funds. Yes, it's wonderful, it's great, yeah. But as far as putting influencers in the position where they have to actually speak out about something, I don't think that's necessary. And here's the reason why, because I think it's pretty valid, and let me know, maybe anybody can educate me down in the comment section after hearing what I have to say. My whole mindset is, we as a Black community need to outwardly speak about what it means to be a good ally. Don't necessarily have to point out to one specific person, I need you to be present, I need you to be vocal, I need you to show support, I need you to donate to these places. Outwardly put that out there. And those who do not take an interest, those who do not take heed, don't say nothing. Don't. Stop supporting them. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell other people on social media. Maybe you should watch this person, watch how they move. Your words are saying a lot, yeah, but your actions actually hit a whole lot harder. Let this person fully understand that this is what it takes to be an ally. Let that person fully understand that this is that deep. Let that person understand that their lack of care and consideration is noticed. Because as far as I'm concerned, what I'm currently seeing, and yes, you know what, shout out to everybody who has been calling people out for their nonsense. I do appreciate you. I do, actually, because you see an issue and you're trying to fix it, and you're doing so with individuals who have a lot of influence, which is very commendable. But here's my mindset, okay? My mindset stands that when you do spoon feed this information to these individuals, what ends up happening? In order for themselves not to look bad, what do they end up doing? They end up doing everything they were supposed to be doing in the first place. Donating here, posting a couple of memes of support there, saying one or two words about, oh my gosh, America treats these people so bad, and then they go right back to their previous content of posting about their makeup, posting about their brand, and that's enough. At least that's what they think is enough. So that's just my suggestion, guys. I don't know. This whole situation has me really messed up in my head. I know a lot of my family and my friends have been taking this rather hard. I can only imagine what the family of Mr. George is feeling. His children, his siblings, his entire family. I can only imagine, and I hope they know that they have the love and support of many who want to make sure that they honor his life properly. Make sure they honor the lives of many people properly. And I'm going to post some information about how you guys can donate to the GoFundMe if you do see fit to do so. If not, thank you to all the allies who have been speaking out. Thank you for all my Black brothers and sisters who have been taking the time out to share their thoughts and feelings about it. And if your only way to contribute to this situation is to have a discussion, I thank you too, because you know what? You're doing more than what other people who don't care about the situation are doing, or trying to say that this gentleman probably deserved it, because there's been a couple of those too. And I see you, fam. I see you. All in all, my troublesome, I want you to stay safe out here. Be mindful. Spread love. Don't spread hate. Make sure you understand that all police officers are not bad, just like all police officers should understand that not all Black people are bad. Every group of people has some bad people involved, and just be mindful of how you treat everybody, because this is completely unnecessary. And don't think that black people are asking to be held up on a pedestal. Black people are just asking to be viewed as an equal. When that happens, I'm sure this situation will be rectified, at least just a little bit, and maybe some reparations. Reparations would be really nice. Thanks. All right, so my troublesome, this is over and done with. I hope you guys learned something from this video. I won't say enjoy it because the subject matter at hand doesn't warrant that sort of conversation, but I really do appreciate you guys sticking around with me, and hopefully the next video that we actually end up covering will be a little bit more uplifting. I love you so much, and until next time, okay, bye.
Are not coming to the people's defense, then don't challenge us when young people and other people who are frustrated and instigated by the people you pay. You are paying instigators to be among our people out there throwing rocks, breaking windows, and burning down buildings. And so young people are responding to that. They are enraged, and there's an easy way to stop it. Arrest the cops. Charge the cops. Charge all the cops. Not just some of them, not just here in Minneapolis. Charge them in every city across America where our people are being murdered. Charge them everywhere.
I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done to my kind, every day I'm being hunted as prey. My people don't want no trouble. We've had enough struggle. I just wanna live. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.